Be our soul not our Lord's alike, be steeped in scornful uselessness might we, but beauty of the universe is captivating us, and vainly we aspire to cognize the mystery of the eternity. As an artist and sculptor, Michelangelo in a poetic manner expressed the ideas he managed to realize in his fresco, The Creation of Adam. This fresco is a part of an imposing ceiling painting in the Sistine Chapel, a former domestic church of the Pope in the Vatican. It was built at the time of Pope Sixtus IV, and thus received the name the Sistine Chapel. At the same time, at the end of the 15th century, the artists Ghirlandaio, Perugino, and Botticelli painted frescoes on the walls of the Sistine Chapel. Originally, the celestial sphere covered with stars was depicted on the oval vault. In 1508, Pope Julius II summoned Michelangelo to Rome especially to paint this huge space. The vault square in the Sistine Chapel is about 600 square meters. The artist worked on frescoes for 4.5 years. "I am painting in incredible positions," he said. "I have to throw my head backwards all the time, my neck aches unbearably, it seems that eagle's claws pierce my back, while the paint flowing off the brush is trickling into my eyes." Only Michelangelo's greatest endurance and mastery allowed him to decorate the Sistine Chapel with the beautiful illustrations of biblical legends. At the highest point of the vault, called Decorated Ceiling, the artist placed The Creation of Adam fresco. "And the Lord created man in his image. In the image of God, the Holy Scriptures say." Leaning on his right hand, the first man is reclining on the ground. He is young and handsome, but his body is weak and lifeless. He is submissive, yet there's a look of amazement and hope as he's fixed upon the Creator. "And the Lord looks so imperiously, intently, and purposefully. The finger is pointing to the human being, and Adam, feeling the divine breath, is given life." It looks as though there is a fragile bridge between the two characters, almost a touch, almost a contact, almost a spark. And in this nearness, one can see the Lord's love towards His creation, and at the same time, an impossibility of a complete unification of the divine and the human. Let us now have a look at Michelangelo's fresco from the composition point of view. If one draws a line between the two figures, then a long, slightly curved line passing through the stretched hands will be the bearing point of the composition. Stressing the first line, the second one runs parallel to it, connecting the two looks. Different parts of the characters' bodies, the chest, the knee, the leg, are placed at the same level. The figures are divided by the emptiness disturbed only by the stretched arms. The emptiness emphasizes the high energetics of the space and symbolizes an abyss separating the divine and the earthly. Describing the creation of Adam fresco, art critics usually note that the Creator and the angels are depicted inside the form similar to that of the ellipse. Recently, the investigators have put forward one more interesting version. If we look at Michelangelo's work more carefully and recollect the basics of anatomy, one can assume that Adam is reanimated not by the Lord, but by a huge brain which imitates in detail the structure of the human brain. In the contours of the bodies of the Creator and angels, one can discern the side furrow separating the frontal section of the brain from the temporal one. The outlines of the right shoulder of the Sahaof remind of the middle frontal convolution, and the profile of one of the angels resembles the border between the frontal and sinciput parts of the brain. Why did Michelangelo give no hints to his contemporaries about the real thing he had painted? It was dangerous. The artist could learn the brain structure only by dissecting corpses. At the time of Michelangelo, it was considered an outrage to do such a thing and usually carried the punishment of death. If we go further in our reasoning, we can assume that the creation of Adam fresco is the confidential data enciphered by the master. Maybe Michelangelo wanted to inform the descendants about the universal brain that had created man. Certainly, this version may have both convinced supporters and fierce opponents. The only thing that is indisputable is that the paintings made by Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel take a very special place in the art of Renaissance by their colossal profundity and perfection. When we look at the fresco, The Creation of Adam, and wait for the moment their fingers touch and the divine spark passes between them, we ourselves become involved to some extent in the great mystery of the creation of man.